Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Broku no Hero. Today, I'm jumping on a trend. I'm doing a tier list for Black Clover. So, this is a tier list of basically power scaling. The tiers of the most powerful characters in the series. And so, guys, I do need to say that just because somebody's in a lower level than somebody else, that person who's in the lower level could still technically beat somebody above them by exploiting a weakness in matchup. Like, let's say there's a water mage below a fire mage. The fire mage could still lose to that water mage because of that weakness. So, just because somebody's above somebody does not mean I'm saying that they could 100% beat that person. I'm saying overall, as an all-around mage, they are that powerful. And so, basically how I'm kind of doing this is a mixture between their one-on-one skill and then their ability to affect an overall battle. So this is not just one versus one skill, but a combination of their overall mage status. And I know a lot of people make these tier lists, they kind of order the tier itself. So each tier is ranked, so if somebody is the first spot of that tier, the second spot would be weaker. I'm not doing that. It's just everybody is in that tier, and I'm not going to order who is the strongest of that tier, except for the first tier, because we do know for a fact that who the strongest being or character is in Black Clover. So, for you guys here, I have 6 tiers. We have top tier, high captain or apostle level tier, mid captain level, low captain level, vice captain level, and senior level mage. So I'm going to start off with the most powerful being in Black Clover, and that is the ancient demon god. Okay, what the hell? Okay. So we got the ancient demon god at the top. I mean, he was fighting the first Wizard King, who is also in this top tier, and he was definitely more powerful. The first Wizard King was questioning himself against him. So that means we're going to find Lumiere, and we're going to put him up here as well. And then also, Licht is stated to be the first Wizard King's equal. So we got our top tier. We got 3 people in there: Licht, Lumiere, and the Ancient Demon God. I'm not going to stop there. I'm also going to add the 28th Wizard King, Julius Novachrono. Now, if you just scale him as being more powerful than any captain in Black Clover, then he probably should be in this list, especially with his time magic, his ability to heal himself, his ability to see time. He has a country level range of attacks. He, despite his poor performance against Pottery, he still should be top tier based on the lore. And the final person in this top tier I'm going to include, where is he at? There he is, our Ward Devil. Now this is with his Grimoire. Without his Grimoire, I'd put him at probably high captain or apostle level. But with the Grimoire, he is definitely going to be up in that top tier. Actually, no, I'm going to do one more person. One more. This is all speculation, and that is going to be the Witch Queen, because of how powerful she is. She even compared herself to having equal mana to that of the elves. So if she has elven level of mana, and is that, she seems to know a lot. So I'm going to put her at that final spot in the top tier. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in this top tier. And next, I'm going to get into the high captain or apostle level. So I'm going to start off this list with Fugu Liang. So where is this little big dude at? Now this is of course Spirit Fugu Liang, so he has the fire spirit. We're going to put him in that high captain or apostle level, as well as his very powerful sister, Leona. Basically the lore kind of put them together as their equals. Now, if they're equals in base, then that means Spirit Fugu Liang would probably go up into this top tier. But if it's just Spirit Fweg and Leona equals, I'd still put them in that top tier. And Elf Veto gave Leona a lot of trouble. And combining his physical strength with his beast magic, he's going to be very strong. If you guys don't remember that Elven mana is more powerful than Third Eye self-sacrifice magic. So when Raya was in his Third Eye state, and then he went to his self-sacrifice state, which was more powerful than his Third Eye state. Then he went to his Elven state, which was stated to be more powerful than his self-sacrifice state. So Veto, being an apostle, and already being a captain level being before his elven level of mana, he should be in that high captain and apostle level tier. He knows Ki, his beast magic is very powerful. And fuck you. Fucking Epic Games. Okay, so Elf Kaiser, he was a captain before being turned into an elven form, and it's not like he was a weak captain, it's that he kind of didn't want the responsibility of being a leader of a squad, and his vortex magic with the elven level of mana is strong enough to redirect the power of the fire spirit, the most powerful spirit. So with that, I do think he does deserve to be in that high captain or apostle level tier. He is also an apostle of Sephiroth himself, which makes sense for why he would be at this tier. And it's just, if people are not that multi-purpose, well, Kaiser's gonna defeat them because he can just wither away their magic. Now, this image is Spirit Lagrosse. Now, Spirit Lagrosse, I'm gonna put in the high captain or apostle level. A base Lagrosse probably would be low captain level, maybe even like high vice captain level, even though that's not an actual tier. He'd be probably the most powerful vice captain level. But the thing with him is that Spirit Lagrosse was more powerful than Third Eye Fauna, who was doing the self-sacrifice magic and had the power of the fire spirit. And he was basically very close in power to Black Asta. And the thing is, if he was fighting anybody else, he would just absorb their mana. So while starting off, Spirit Lagrosse might not be a high captain or apostle level, he'd probably be more like mid-captain level, but he would be able to absorb mana. So having that in his repertoire of just stealing people's mana, making himself stronger and his opponent weaker over the course of a battle, I do think he should be in that high captain level tier. Now, next person to put into my high captain or apostle level tier, and that is going to be one of my favorite characters, or more accurately, probably my favorite character in all of Black Clover, and I am having trouble finding him. There he is. Yami Sukahiro. He's going to be the high captain or apostle level. He was able to fight the devil. He was able to fight the third eye by himself. That was early in the series. He's much stronger now. He has the most high physical strength in the series. He has Ki. He has Dark Cloak Dimension Slash, which ignores durability. He has his Dark Cocoon, which can protect people. And he also fights with a katana. And then he has his Dark Hole attack. He's a very multi-purpose fighter and very powerful fighter. And him having Dark Cloak Dimension Slash, an attack that ignores durability, is very impressive. It's also an attack that is fast. Now, it's not the fastest spell, but it is a fast spell. So I'm going to have to put him at that high captain or apostle level tier. Next, this might surprise you, but I think it should be kind of obvious, and that is Elf Lagrosse, or I believe his name is Raytree or Rottree, however you say it. Now, he fought Yami, Jack the Ripper, and Finral in a 3-on-1 fight all by himself. With the Elven Mana boost, his offensive spatial magic was massively amplified to be much more powerful and faster. And also, he basically had two spatial portals surrounding him, acting as his own form of protection. So nothing could hit him. It homed in on the mana. Yami, Jack, and Finral just went bloodlusted all out. They probably would have defeated Lagrosse or Elf Lagrosse a lot easier, and it probably would not have been nearly as close. So they are all holding back. But the fact that he was still fighting two captains that were holding back, two high, very powerful captains, and Finral, and he still held his own. I'm gonna have to put him up there. His offensive spatial magic, kind of like Yami's Dark Cloak Dimension Slash, it ignores durability, so it's gonna be very powerful. Next, I'm gonna put up Dark Elf Potri. Dark Elf Potri doesn't have a grimoire. He probably isn't as smart as Elf Potri because he's kind of going crazy. But his dark magic was his demon light magic was so powerful and fast that an amped Black Asta and an amped Elf Spirit Dive could not stop him. And they were teamed up. I put him up here because Elf Pottery would also, he should be very powerful in his own right. If base Pottery was at least low tier captain, then you have elf Pottery, and then you have dark elf Pottery. And Pottery is an apostle himself, although I consider him probably the weakest apostle. Like, elf Pottery is probably the weakest apostle. I would still put dark elf Pottery at this level. And with that, if you're going to put dark elf Pottery up there, you're also going to have to put in the captain of the Silver Eagles, Nozel Silva, if I can find this dude. There he is, Nozel Silva. Now, people say that Nozel defeating Dark Elf Pottery is not impressive at all, but it actually is, because even though he does have the counter to light magic with his Mercury magic being able to create reflective surfaces, he still was fast enough to keep up with Dark Elf Pottery. He was using his movement spell, and his attacks were able to keep up with Dark Elf Pottery. And he was able to move fast enough to block the Ray of Divine Punishment that was Pottery's fastest spell. So he does have that advantage against Dark Elf Pottery, but he didn't need that advantage to keep up with him. He didn't need that advantage to be a similar speed to him. And with his very multi-purpose abilities and his leadership as a captain, I'm going to have to put him in that high captain tier. Next on this list is going to be the elf version of Raya. He is an apostle of Sephiroth himself, and he was a captain level being in his base state, let alone in his third eye state. And his self-sacrifice state was much more powerful than his third eye state, and then his elf state was much more powerful than that. And not only that, in his elf state, he can use multiple magic types at once. I believe that the most he used was 3, it might have been 4, I believe he used permeation magic, light magic, dark magic, and spatial magic at the same time. So it was 4 magic types at once, and he has a huge plethora of magic types, so he could be fighting multiple people at the same time and use all of their weaknesses at the same time. Now, yeah, he did team up with 4 elves and still could not take down Leona easily, but he still should be in this high captain or apostle level tier. Now, this might be a surprise to you, but I'm going to add more people to this list of the top tier or the high captain level, apostle level people. And the next person is going to be your girl, Charmy. Charmy in her dwarven form, for sure, should be in this level. Now, this is because she has 2 magic types. She has her cotton magic and her food magic, or meal magic. And also, when she turns into her full real form, she gets taller and bigger and looks more muscular. So I'm going to assume that she has higher physical strength than in her regular form. And in her dwarven form, she has mana that rivals the elves. And not only that, her meal magic eats other people's magics, and then it feeds that to her, making her more powerful. Now, in her base state, if you just looked at her base state, she probably would only be low captain level. But if you add in her abilities, then of being able to eat and absorb other people's magic, I'm going to have to put her in that high captain or apostle level tier. That's kind of like the reason why I put Spirit Lagrosse in that tier, because he can absorb people's magic. So over the course of a battle, he'll be making himself stronger, but the opponent weaker. And that's exactly what Charmy will do as well. And also her feat of fighting Elf Rill, Lyra, and pretty much whooping his ass from what we've seen, she should be on here. And the thing is that Lyra, or Elf Rill, is also an apostle of Sephiroth. So I'm going to put him on here as well. Now, people say that this version of Rill is weaker than the base Rill because he is not as good as an artist as the original Rill. But I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, obviously, this elf that's taking over his body doesn't get the full use of the painting magic's property, or picture magic, but still, he's an apostle. He still had scribble magic, so he's at least decent at getting it done. And if you look at the panels, he created amazing and powerful art. It's just he wasn't used to it yet. And still, he fought Charmy, who had dwarven level magic, and was fighting quite well, and also did quite well in a team up against Leona. So that's going to do it for the levels of the high captain or apostle level. And that means that there is 3 people that are an apostle of Sephiroth that are actually going to be not on the apostle level tier. And I'm going to start with those people. That's going to be Elven Fauna, Elf Pottery, Elven Gauche, who is Droit, and Elf Dorothy. So that's actually 4 people that are apostles that I'm not going to put in the apostle tier. 1, Elf Fauna is having a really tough time against Valkyrie Dress Noelle. Now, yeah, she does have water magic, so she is fighting her against her own element, but still, she's getting absolutely clobbered by Noelle. The only reason that Elf Fauna is surviving is because of the forbidden demon magic that keeps resurrecting her. Elf Pottery, alongside Elf Raya and Ron, could barely stop, or couldn't even technically stop Yuno, and Ron had to do it himself in a surprise attack. Elf Gauche had the team up of Elf Ekre, or Elf Marie, who is Ekre, and could not defeat Asta and the other members of the Black Bulls. In fact, if Gauche did not have Ekre, Black Asta would have blitzed him and defeated him. So that's why I put him in this lower level tier. And then Elf Dorothy, she didn't really do much, and she was basically defeated through an exploit. Since we don't know really her full power, I'm going to put her in this mid-captain level tier. Now, one of the characters who's really been proving themselves to be a very powerful character in the series throughout this arc is going to have to be Jack the Ripper, the captain of the Green Mantis. So, he is pretty good physical strength. He actually has the lowest amount of mana for any captain, but his slash magic is very, very powerful. It adapts its properties to the opponent's magic, and then it basically will just cut anything. And the fact that Jack is a rival with Yami, which means they should be comparable, he is definitely going to have to be at least a mid-captain level character in order to fight against Yami. The next level of the mid-captain tier is going to be Awakened Elf Spirit Dive Yuno. So this is when his mana just awakens, and Raya says, oh, that's Lick's son awakening inside of him. That version of Yuno. And I'm going to put Awakened Black Asta at that same level. So mid-captain level. So at this level, they were able to together to take down the devil until Dark Elf Pottery stepped in. But the devil did not have his grimoire, so that was not a fair fight. And that was a 2-on-1. But basically, a base Spirit Dive Yuno was able to go toe-to-toe with Captain Rill, although you should argue that Rill was not at full power, but still, base Spirit Dive Yuno was comparable to a mid-tier captain. And then he got his elf form, and then he got his awakened form, which is much more powerful. And then same with Black Asta. Black Asta easily defeated Spirit Lagrosse, and has done so many great things that with his amped black form, he should be the mid-captain level tier. And they might even be in that high captain level or apostle level. I don't know if I can put him there yet. But yeah, I think mid-captain level is a good spot for them. Now next at mid-captain level, and I know a lot of people are going to be pissed off, that is Valkyrie Dress Noelle. Now, Noelle herself, I'm not going to put her like base form at captain level. Her base form is probably senior level or maybe vice captain level. But Valkyrie Dress is so powerful. She went against Kaveen the Compass Mage and such easily destroyed her. She blitzed several elves at once in this form. And also, she was effortlessly defeating and killing Fauna. And Fauna would have been defeated easily if not for her forbidden demon magic resurrecting her. So basically, she's faster than light, has to be faster than light in this Valkyrie Dress, and has a very high attack potency. Her Sea Dragon's Roar is far more powerful in the Valkyrie Dress. So yeah, Valkyrie Dress Noelle I'm going to put at mid-captain level. Now if there was just a picture of Noelle, and it was just a composite Noelle, I'd probably put her at low captain to vice captain level. But since this image is just Valkyrie Dress Noelle, I'm going to put her at that level of mid-captain level. Now, this character is something I hope we see more of in the future, and that is the Randall, the vice captain of the Crimson Lion Kings. His elf form I would put at mid-captain level. Basically, by himself, he soloed the rest of the squad, which featured Leopold Vermilion, who's a capable fighter. And he did it seemingly effortlessly. And I like him because he has air magic, and he's kind of a martial artist, so he kind of reminds me of Aang. But the fact that he soloed his entire squad that included a Royal and Leopold Vermilion, I think that that's like a mid-captain level feat. At least at the lower end of the mid-captain level range. And he might even be just low captain level, but he did that so easily. Next is Kevin the Compass Mage, basically the elf Compass Mage that defeated Nozel. Now, she is not higher than Nozel because she defeated him, it's just that was a bad matchup for Nozel. But basically, her Compass Mage, her Compass Magic is very strong with Elven mana. It creates a giant room that is very hard to control your mana in, and her daggers are, since it's a compass, it always hit. So they always hit. It's like kind of a hacks ability. And the fact that she defeated Nozel should put her at least mid-captain level. And the fact that she was seemingly one of the strongest elves, she definitely should be there. Next, I'm going to put Elf Charlotte, which is Charla, at mid-captain level. That's because even while Yami was holding back, she still barely defeated him. That's really pretty much it. She has shown some pretty decent feats going against the devil, but although when she was fighting the devil did not have his grimoire. Once the devil used his grimoire, it was not even a match. I'm going to put Base Rill at the mid-captain level. He seems to be a decently powerful captain, and that's because his painting magic is very, very powerful. He can create whatever he wants to draw, and thus he can draw the elements, which means he can draw anybody's weak. And to round out the mid-captain level tier, at least for now, I might miss a few people, then kind of rearrange at the end when there's characters left over. But for now, the final mid-captain level character is gonna have to be William Vaughn, just if I can find this traitorous asshole in these pictures. Where is this little asshole at? Unless if I'm just tripping right now, I do not see William on this tier list, but that's where I would put William as mid-captain level. Next is low captain level, and first, I'm going to have to put Lagrosse, the vice captain of the Golden Dawn. Now, I know people are like, oh, but he's the vice captain. Why are you putting him in low captain level? Well, the reason is he's the vice captain, the second most powerful character of the greatest squad. And the fact that he so effortlessly defeated the 8 Shining Generals, like effortlessly could have defeated them, he should probably be low captain level, especially with how powerful his offensive spatial magic is. So it's basically his rank, where he's at, his magic power, and his feats should put him in that tier. The next I'm going to put is Elf Luck, I believe it was Ruful or Lufulu. He was able to fight Black Asta, Vanessa, and Magna at once. But the thing with that is they were all holding back. And while you might say, well, Black Asta was mid-tier, but this is an amped Black Asta. He would be not as powerful. He went against regular Black Asta. And Vanessa and Magna were really not doing that much. And basically, Elf Luck and Black Asta were equal speeds. But if Lufulu is not low captain level, he might be mid-captain, maybe. You could also make the argument for him to be mid-captain level because Luck inside of Lufulu was not letting him go all out and kill people as well. So it's kind of hard where to put him. I would definitely put him above Lagrosse. I guess I'll just do this. I'll just put that Luck is the most powerful person of the low captain tier. And very close to being mid-captain. Okay, there's William. I don't know why I didn't see him earlier. So I'm going to put William there at mid-captain real quick. And then other for low captain is going to be Dorothy, if she's on this list. Just regular base Dorothy, which I don't see yet. I don't know why my eyes are failing me today. I do not see base Dorothy. Hopefully my eyes aren't failing me again. But I would put base Dorothy in the low captain tier because we have never seen her do anything. We've only seen Elf Dorothy do stuff. At low captain tier, I'm going to put Charlotte. That's because she was only able to hold her own and be equal to a base suppressed Raya. And also, her main feats of her being powerful are as an elf. So And not only as an elf, but it like reversed her spell and made her magic more powerful. So it was like a doubly greater version of herself. And even then, Yami still held back and pretty much tied her. So I'm gonna have to put her at low captain level, based like on reverse scaling from her elf form. I'm also gonna put Gildre at low captain level because, I mean, we don't really see much feats of him. We can't put him below vice captain because Asta did kind of defeat him, but that's because he didn't realize how Asta worked. And also, that was literally all three of his weaknesses that Asta personified. Gildre's weaknesses are physical strength, anti-magic, and ki. Asta had all three of those, and Gildre was taken off guard. And then when Rill finished it up, Gildre was off guard as well. So, based on what Gildre's done against elves, though, I think he still deserves to be a low captain level character. Now, the 3 8 Shining Generals, I've really heavily debated between myself, you know, what should they be? I'm gonna put them... I'm actually gonna put the Mucus Mage at vice captain level. He doesn't seem to be that powerful. But Brachus, who is one of the physically strongest, and Yagos, it's either, I think it's actually Ragus. I get confused between these two. It's like Yagos and Ragus. But these two, I mean, you know what? I'll put him down to vice captain level too. I'll keep Brox up here though. He did fight a legitimate mid-tier captain, and at that point William had already fully done his giant tree spell, so we don't know how much that changes things. But Ragus and Yagos, he lost to Yuno with the Wind Spirit. I don't know if Yuno was low captain level at that time, and then he was effortlessly defeated by Longris and then Asta, who couldn't even use his arms. So I'm going to put those guys down there. I was going to put them in low captain level, but I kind of changed my mind last second. And I will put Mars... Well, first I'll put Fonzel. I'm going to put Fonza at low captain level. I'm going to put Mars at low captain level. And that's because Fonzel was like a leader. He was like a commander of the military of the Diamond King. He was like an instructor. And he did quite well against Lagrosse, even though Lagrosse was holding back. So I think he could be low captain level. If not, he'd be vice captain level. And then Mars, as an 8 Shining General, a captain of the Diamond Kingdom pretty much, and being more powerful than any of the other 3 8 Shining Generals, and with him having multiple magical attributes, with him being one of the physically strongest characters in Black Clover, he should deserve low captain tier as well. And also the elf version of Klaus, I will put at low captain level. He should be quite formidable with the elf form. Now, vice captain level is going to be one of the biggest tiers. I've already got these 2 diamond generals in here. I'm also going to add in an actual vice captain in Kirsch Vermilion. He seems to just fit that tier of what a vice captain can do. I'm also going to put regular Gauche, especially now. If regular Luck was going to get an increase of overall battle power because of being an elf, then so should Gauche. And that means I should also just put Luck in here as well. I'm going to put Luck at vice captain level, especially with his new spell that he's learned because of how the elf uses body. I'm struggling, but I'm going to put Zora here just because of his abilities and his actual genius level intellect. And remember, this is not just their 1 versus 1 fighting skill, it's how they can affect a battle. Zora, his traps can heavily affect a battle just if there is normal traps. But his traps where they reflect magic attacks back at double the speed and power, those really change things. And the fact that Zora can react to the light magic from the Elven combo spell, I'm gonna have to put him at this as well. And this might also surprise you, but I'm also gonna put Henry at the vice captain. Henry is not strong in his own right, but he steals mana from people, and the way he uses his magic, he's very powerful. He actually could be even stronger, but remember, this is not just 1 versus 1 battle power, this is how you can affect an overall battle. And Henry can really affect in a battle by stealing other people's mana. Leopold Vermilion, I'm going to put him at vice captain level. I think he's really going to become a powerful character. There was, I think, some sort of foreshadowing when he was fighting his vice captain, who was an elf, Randall. and that weird like lion thing was being personified behind Leopold. And well, his goal is to surpass his brother, so I think he will eventually. And the fact that he held his own for a while against Vice Captain Randall, who was an elf, that should put Leopold at that Vice Captain level. He might even be a bit higher, but I can't put him any higher yet. We'll see. We'll see as time goes on. I'm going to also put Vanessa at Captain level. She's at Captain level because of her overall ability of how she can affect a battle. She can use her thread magics to take down minor villains, but her thread magic can be used to make her allies faster, take them out of harm's way, and also slow down her enemies. And then she has Rouge, the red thread of fate, and that is fate manipulation. So just having that overall effect of a battle, she has to be at least Vice Captain level. I'm going to put Revchi, the first villain of Black Clover, at Vice Captain level because of his ability to fight elves very well. He can stop people's magic. Now you might think, oh, but Asta defeated him in episode 1 or chapter 1. Asta was the worst matchup for Revchi, because Revchi, what he does is he wraps his chains around you and then takes your mana away. So people who are dependent on their mana to fight, they're fucked when they fight Revchi. Asta doesn't use mana, so that was the worst matchup possible. I'm going to put Elf Marks and Elf Owen. I kind of reversed that on accident. Elf Marks and Elf Owen at Vice Captain level, because the two of them teamed up gave Yami a little bit of trouble, and I don't think that two senior level mages teamed up would give Yami any trouble. So I think they'd have to be at least Vice Captain level to give him trouble. And their power is really amplified as an elven form, so they're pretty dangerous together. Now Finral, I'm going to put at Vice Captain level. He's shown he's gotten a lot better in battle. He was able to go against Elf Lagrosse, including an amped base Lagrosse in the tournament, which is not as impressive, but still, he can keep up with the speed of Elf Lagrosse, so Finral has great speed and combat reaction speeds. And he can teleport anybody away from the battle, so if he's fighting a really powerful villain, he can just teleport them very far away, like he did to Seke. And basically, again, this is not just 1 versus 1 combat ability, this is overall how they can affect a battle, and because of that, Finral can make his teammates faster, block the enemy attacks, and just teleport his allies around, so I'm going to put him at Vice Captain level. It mainly derives on his ability to affect the battle, not on his 1 versus 1 ability. Now this is probably going to surprise a lot of you guys, but I'm going to put Magna at Vice Captain level. The reason for this is he was able to hold his own for a while against Elf Luck, before Elf Luck used his most powerful spell that made him so fast that Magna couldn't even see him. Now, Magna proved to be decently strong in the tournament. He was going against Asta, and he had that really cool new technique. And he also is very fast now when he puts on like his flaming boot things. But I believe that at this point, when he's fighting Elf Luck, this is a few weeks after that tournament, and apparently he's been training crazy hard with Vanessa and got a lot stronger. And that is proved when he's actually doing decently well against Elf Luck. And even when Elf Luck gets into his most powerful state, Magna still, even though he does kind of get clobbered, it's not like a human stepping on an ant. So yeah, I'm going to put Magna at Vice Captain level. I'm going to put Rades at Vice Captain level because of his ability to affect a battle by raising the dead. He also has 2 captains split together as one of his bodies. So I think he should be Vice Captain level. And I also believe the strongest dude in the Water Temple, he should be Vice Captain level. Honestly, if he was low Captain level, he should have been able to hold his own a lot better against Veto. But I could see a Vice Captain getting that easily destroyed by Veto. But I think if it was a low Captain, he would put him up a much better fight. Now I'm going down to the senior level mages, and I'm going to put Nebra, and we're solid at. Solid. They haven't really showed any feats that should display Vice Captain level. They both got easily fodderized by Kevin without putting any sort of fight. They don't have great feats. I'm going to put them at senior level mage. I'm also going to put Mimosa here while she is getting a lot more powerful a lot quicker, and is actually decently good at affecting battles because of her healing, I cannot put her any higher at this point. I'll put Sally here. I'm going to put Voltos here. I'm going to put this mushroom dude there. I'm going to put Sol Moran there. I'm going to put Damina there. I'm going to not even put that girl on there. Who else we got? I'm going to put Seke. I think he at best could be a senior level mage. This guy, the mud dude. I'm not even going to bother to put that person on the list. The nun, who used to be the trainer of Fugu Liang, and Maria Leona should be on there. And Kyoto and Kahona, they should be a senior level mage. Yeah, I'm kind of going really fast here. And so this is Ekra. She doesn't have great feats, but since she's an elf, despite how young she is, she should be on there. Gordon, Gray, I put them at senior level mages. Who else is on this list that could be put on there? I think a lot of these other people are just people I didn't have written down off the top of my head. So, I'm going to put everybody I'm not going to put on here at the very back. So I'm not going to put Nero, Sekre. I'm not going to put that on. I'm not going to put you on. You're probably not senior level mage. Not really any feats from you. Not really much feats from you. I'll put you at vice captain level alongside your son. So those. I'll put these elves at vice captain level. This is base Raya. I'll put him at low captain level. I'll put him at mid captain level. The lowest tier of mid captain. You know what? Maybe he should be... I'll put him low captain, actually. He's really not that great in his base form. You could be vice captain. Ron... I'll put Ron at low captain to be able to catch up to Yuno. I'm not going to put you in there. We don't know your power yet. We don't know the first wizard... We don't know the regular... We don't know the king's power. Don't know how strong that girl is. Don't know how strong she is. Asier, I'll put her actually in high captain or apostle because she has equal mana to Julius. She had the Valkyrie dress in the steel form, and she was one of the greatest captains ever, so she should be put in that tier, despite having no feats from her. We don't know how strong this version of Patri is. Okay, so this is Third Eye Fauna. I'll put her mid-captain, lower level mid-captain. And for Third Eye Veto, I'll put him there as well. The rest I'm not going to put on there, but yeah, this is my tier list. We got top tier, high captain or apostle, mid captain, low captain, vice captain, and senior level mage. This is my tier list. I'm going to leave a description below, or I'll leave a link in the description below where you can create your own tier list, and that'd be dope. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. We guys all have an amazing day. Plus...